What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Like I said before, wrote a book on non-custodial parenting. Amazon, Kindle, Create Space. Look for it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Data's remorse. Just like buyer's remorse, you know. You put your effort in to get with a person, and then you spend time with them, you get to know them, maybe you fall in love, maybe you fall out of love, and you just sitting there and you're like, why am I messing with you? Why? You know. And usually it's because you feel like you're losing. Like you feel like you're losing in the relationship. You know, the person that you got with is winning because you're probably doing so much, but the person that you're with is not doing much for you. They waste the space. And then you might say, you know, this is the person I chose, and so I gotta live with that, which is true. At the same time, you start looking back at the people that you probably should have talked to instead of them, and you're like, what did I see in you? You know, sometimes the curiosity of the sex. Then when you get to sex, you realize there's no connection with the person, and that sucks because now the sex doesn't seem like it was worth it. Let it play. I'm sorry, but New Edition be getting on. Then you got the types where selfish, you know, a person put on their best face, brought their representative to the table, and you thought that was them, and that's not them. So when they got comfortable, they got selfish. They didn't do nothing. It was all about them all the time, and they have you doing extra work for no apparent reason. Because of that, you regret being with them. With them, you know what I'm saying? You regret being with them. To the point where you're looking for an out. You're like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Because it's about you all the time. You can't be in a relationship with somebody and say how good you are, and then when you're with the person, you get comfortable, you turn into, you know, Mussolini or some shit. You know? Just selfish dictator. Data's remorse could be along the lines of comfort when people let themselves go. You know, it's funny. One funny thing to me is a lot of times, sometimes it just depends on the person. You know, you got people who will get together and get in a relationship and give you and be their best, and then you got people who I'm about to talk about who get in a relationship and they get comfortable and they let themselves go. And it's funny because sometimes you see single people working out so hard to stay in shape and to stay sexy, and they still ain't got nobody. And then you see people in relationships looking like, what the hell happened to you? And that's what they look like, for real. And what happens is you start to have data's remorse, because it's like, I'm watching you decline in front of me, like you falling off as we speak. Why am I talking to you? You was fine when we first started talking, and now you used to be fine. And you finna be, you definitely ain't fine, on the way to, what the fuck happened to you? Which makes you have data's remorse. Because now you're looking at the person like, and it might just not be looks, because you don't get with somebody who you feel is at their best, and then they get with you and they feel like getting a relationship, they can show their depressed side and just sulk for the rest of their life because they got somebody. You know, that's not cool. The person you with is like, oh man, I regret, this was a bad decision. Now, you also got the ones who fronting. Some people front like they got more money than they do, and then you get with them and you're like, You ain't had a lot to kick it, but now you can't keep this shit up, so you regret getting taken. And then you got people who are fronting like they need to be spoiled every day, which they become a bill. They become a liability. They're not an asset because they always gotta do something. And as an adult, it becomes annoying because why we always gotta go somewhere for you to be seen to spend an inorbited. Oh my goodness. Just any kind of amount of money, because I can't even pronounce the word right now. To spend a ridiculous amount of money on ambiance and just frivolous things. And then you start looking at them like, I regret being with you because, you're an empty hole. Like you're just empty. You will never be satisfied. You can't chill. And then you got this social media love, which is a whole nother regret, because a person could love you on social media. They could be taking, we chilling with bae, love you boo, hugs and kisses, smiley face and hearts and shit, and you sitting right next to him like, you so concerned about these people on the internet that you ain't did a damn thing with me, and I'm right here. We don't have a relationship. You have a fake relationship with Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and we have a fucked up relationship in real life. And you start to regret that, because if you're gonna be with somebody, you being with them in the flesh. You're not with them online. Also, I would say you have dater's remorse with people who have hidden agendas, and you find out, and as a guy, even though women don't want to talk about this, some of y'all ladies you and your girlfriends try to play the pregnancy game when y'all having baby fever. You don't want to take your pill. You want to talk a dude out of using protection because that's what you want. But it's not like that. But it really is. It's a setup. Guys know that y'all ladies have those powwows where y'all tell girls to, it's okay if you lie to them and get pregnant on purpose, but by mistake. The same thing that goes with the agenda with marriage. I want to be married, but that doesn't mean you want to be married to them in particular. That just means you want to be married in general. So everything that you do is to fulfill your agenda of getting married, which, after a while has a person looking at you sideways, wishing they never talk to you because they feel duped. There's plenty of other things that cause dater's remorse. Just like I said, fronting with money. You can front with who you are as far as cooking. You can have your girl. I know the friends who have, their girlfriends come over to cook for them to impress the guy. Then when they get to know the guy, they realize the chick can't cook worth a damn. How the fuck this happen? Oh, your homegirl that we went over to house, she hooked you up. That's a down ass friend. But you ain't shit in this kitchen. When we ain't going out to eat every night because you a terrible cook either. But I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm sure there are more, and I'm sure you know of more, but we gonna dead it right there. Peace.